that, but I just remember being shocked.
Right.
And it was just awkward after that.
Sure, I get that.
Okay, we're back.
And so, did you ever talk to that person that you knew about what Brax said?
We're back. You two frogs are back.
No, I didn't.
You two frogs are back. We're back.
Because it's just a very uncomfortable manner to talk about, especially. I don't want to be, because maybe Brax is right, and he said it's information that he got from another person, another voice person.
Did you continue interacting with that person after Brax told you that?
No, I stopped.
So you stopped interacting with them, but you also didn't tell them. You kind of just cut contact.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you tell anybody else besides, like, obviously, did you tell anybody else about this situation?
I asked some other voice actors and actresses I knew what they knew about the situation, and they said, we've heard about it, but it's just allegations, so we don't know for sure.
So there were other people that knew about it as well besides Brax, and this person was a voice actor for Genshin Impact, is that correct?
Yes.
And the allegations never came to light, is that also correct?
No, they never came to light.
And the person named is unnamed, is that also correct?
Could you repeat that?
The person that we're referring to is unnamed. Like,
it's unnamed,
okay, yeah, all right. So it's very, it's like, I mean, you're just like, I'm completely in the dark here, right? I have no idea because there's just, there's so little information to really go off of. I don't really think I can say much else besides that. It seems like everybody is saying that it was Tiganari. I don't know what that is. It seems like that's not the person, right? That's not it.
No, so Tignari was one that got ousted.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different person, different controversy.
It's a different person, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I understand that. And so that's really what made you distrust Brax because of that one interaction?
I would say everything leading up to that point, and then that was when I felt very uncomfortable. I was like, okay, this is not someone I can trust.
And this was the first time that you had heard about him. Why do you think you couldn't trust him based off of that?
Subscribe!
I just thought it was bizarre. That would be
it's
like
Jover,
the first
guys.
thing you would
It's Jover.
say
It's
to
fucking Jover, guys. It's Jover.
When you
Yo, crazy,
really
have an
established friendship.
Bro, it's so full.
With something that's like so emotionally charged, it's very hard to
know
how a person would respond to it. Like, would they respond to it in like a good way? Like, because it's like,
I agree.
Yeah, it's like whenever something like this happens, it's always very easy to go back and say, oh, you should have known this, you should have seen this, etc.
No, I agree.
I don't think that there's
the
in this specific circumstance. Like, I do think that seems like you kind of like it weirded you out. And you also stopped interacting with the person. So it's not like you ignored what he said to protect him. You brought it up with other people. So it doesn't seem like you really acted in bad faith here. I don't think that you did. So after that, you go on to, and is this where you, let's talk about this picture here.
Yes.
It's pretty convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
Well, you see the lady to my left.
I do.
The Asian lady. She's my wife.
Okay.
She very, very rarely travels to America with us or with me.
Sure.
Whenever I go to these events. So we don't have photos of like these select group of people who were going to be attending this convention on the left that you see here. So I ended up photoshopping the VTuber Bao, who was also going to attend, over both Braxophone and Saki.
And why did you do it over Brax? Because the original post didn't have Brax blocked out, but now it does.
Oh, so as I just said, so the post on the right was taken at Anime Expo at this OTV party that Braxophone told me about, that voice actor.
Sure.
Yeah, and then the one on the left is about the convention I was just telling you about, the Filipino one, Conquest.
Isn't this the same fucking picture? Go fuck yourself.
There's no photos of this select group of people, minus Braxophone and minus the VTuber in front of Braxophone. So to have a photo with all these select people in it, I used this one and I photoshopped another VTuber over those two people. Because
so this
those
is
two aren't going to Conquest.
So this second VTuber here is a different... Which VTuber is this that you photoshopped over?
This is Bao. This is Bao.
But I thought you said Bao was the one who was in the original picture that you photoshopped.
No. The one in the original picture is... Well, she doesn't want to be named and she doesn't want to be...
So she's completely unnamed. We don't even know who this person is.
No, we know who she is. Braxphone has already brought it up, but she's come out and said she doesn't want to be involved.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can type the name in the Discord
chat.
Well,
if she doesn't want to be involved in it, that's totally fine. But was she okay with this original post being made? Like, when did this picture get taken?
This was the OTV Anime Expo party, and this was another drama because Braxophone posted this picture without the censor, so he didn't cover her face.
So he didn't cover the VTuber's face who didn't wish to be named?
No, he didn't cover the VTubers. Yeah.
Okay. And so...
That was a mistake. That was like an accident, like honest mistake.
Sure, yeah, I understand that. Okay. But it would make sense that you would... probably not trust him more so after that because that was a mistake, right? He didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know exactly. Okay, so then you reposted this picture. So like basically the time in which the picture was taken and whenever you posted the picture, a significant amount of time had passed. It's not like it was posted the day after.
I think it's 1 year apart, almost 1 year apart.
Okay, so an entire year apart. And so what was your reasoning again to edit Brax out of the photo?
Because in this photo it has literally all the people who were going to be going to the Philippines for this convention, minus the two people that I photoshopped over.
So all of the
conveniently placed.
Right, sure, I understand. So you're saying that every single person that is shown in this image went to that convention?
Was attending Conquest, yes, as a guest. And the reason why it's this photo specifically is because my wife on the left, she rarely ever comes to America with me, so we don't have group photos like this.
No, I understand.
So this is,
I understand. Okay, so people are saying that Dish's husband didn't go. Is that correct?
He was... No, I think he was there, but he's not a content creator as like in the form of a guest, but he was there.
So he did go.
Yeah, he did go.
Okay, so then the chat is wrong.
Let me just double check that. Let me just double check that.
Oh my god, my man is waffling. I need to take a piss, man. Holy fucking shit. This is fucking insane. I'm so glad we stayed for this, guys. This is the most insane stream I will ever have in my entire life. We're never gonna have this kind of stream ever again. Holy fucking shit.
Yes, he did go.
Okay, so he did go. The chat was wrong. Okay, I understand. Okay, so after that, Atsu DMs you, I guess, and he asks you if you had a problem with him. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just...
this image, I can't remember if that image is before or after these DMs, but I think the date is on... I don't know if
September 3rd, 2022.
Yeah, so that's the DMs, but what about the image?
The image
the one we were just talking about,
I think it was on February 2nd, 2023, if I remember right. I have to go back and look at it again.
Okay, so that was after... Okay.
February 15th, 2023.
Okay, so that was after the DMs.
Right. Okay, so then, at that point, he already knew that you didn't like him and everything like that. And so... my last real interactions with him, here's what I learned. I wasn't reading into things too much. I just asked him directly. So, did you tell other people why you didn't like him?
So, after the Anime Expo party, I told the car was Dish, Joshua, Psycho, can't remember if someone else is there, my wife.
What I miss?
And I said, I don't trust this guy, and I was not very comfortable, but because of the
thing
he said.
Yes. What did they say? Did they agree with you?
No. Dish was like, oh, I think you should give him a chance. Joshua was also very nice about it. He said, no, like, he was nice.
I said he's not even talking though.
Did they
I do want to be
continue
with
to
my grandpa
interact with
as close as
Brax
possible.
after that?
I'm not sure how publicly they did, but I believe at the very least Joshua definitely did privately, but I cannot speak for them on that behalf.
And was a person named Jake in this call? I think his name was, it began with a T.
Twanto, Jake,
Twanto, yeah.
He was at the party, but I don't think he was in the same car on the way back home.
So, but he knew that you didn't like Brax, is that correct?
Yeah, after the... So the VTuber whose face was
not a good look.
Was his girlfriend at the time.
Right.
That is not a good look.
And I believe that rubbed him the wrong way, but you'll have to take what he says on that, because I can't speak on him for that.
Well, because if I read the document, basically Brax is saying that one of the reasons why, what do you call it? Because he said, like, this is, Brax said that this is what Jake said in quotes. I don't really have any problems with you personally, but you know Atsu.
This is a completely different timeline now. It's like a whole year after what we were just talking about. So that is from Gamescom.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, obviously, if you don't like somebody, it's not like you're going to turn around and start liking them after a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, why do you think Jake said that?
I don't really have any problems with you personally, but you know Atsu?
Yes.
I would like to see where he said that. First of all, I would like to see the full context of where he said that, because I was watching earlier, and Brax has quoted other things that he admitted were not true.
I know, and I found that with the whatever Atsu says goes, yeah, and he said that he was... Yeah. I get that. But, and that's why I clarified with him earlier that this is what Jake said. I
appreciated that.
Yes.
So with this line as well, I'm not involved in this conversation, so I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, Tuantu said on his stream that he talked to Brax at that time period.
He did talk to Brax, but he didn't specify what he said.
But the implication would be that if he said he talked to Brax, that he would also say if Brax was, like, misstating what he said. I mean, this would logically make sense, because he also was saying that he didn't say, or he did say other things. Or sorry, he was disproving other things. So logically, if he is acknowledging that this conversation happened, he's actively listening to it being explained and disproving certain things, and he did not disprove this thing, it would imply that it happened. Is that correct?
I don't agree with that, because the clip that you watched earlier was very short, and he was responding to a chatter. And for this one, I believe if you pair this line up and you scroll all the way down, there's another one where Brax's phone is specifically asking him for my location.
Like geographical?
So, yeah, like my geographic. So this was in Gamescom Germany. He was also invited to that convention to do some work, and he wanted to know my location. And I think I have your stream open, so there might be a bit of delay. But yes, he says in the second last paragraph, Jake said, and in caps lock, I quote, "I know for a fact he does not want to talk to you." And this, I know Jake said that because he told Brax that, because Jake told me that Brax was looking for you.
I know he doesn't want to talk to you. I also asked the Hoyoverse staff that's both worked with us if he can connect us. Yeah, okay. And why didn't you want to talk to him at this point?
This was...
Not that you need a reason. It's just totally fine. I just want to understand.
No. I'm happy to explain. So this was, Gamescom, if you can open the Gamescom video, that would be roughly the time of when this happened.
Sure.
Just the date on that one.
Yeah, that was September 4th, 2023.
Yeah, so it was last year, not too long ago, maybe like half a year ago. Throughout that point, after that conversation with me and Brax in the DMs, he would then start messaging people to message me to speak or speak on his behalf, including Hoyoverse stuff. And this is something I wanted to touch on later. For Mike as well. MTash in the call right now. And this went on for like the next however long until now, till today, where he would just keep trying to find me, or he would keep trying to talk to me when I made it clear that I don't want to talk to him.
And why didn't you want to talk to him?
This is good.
Oh, I thought I made it clear that I don't vibe with him.
Okay, so that's just like, that's it. Him. Okay, got it.
But there is a bit more context after that. Is after I sent that message, it's the thing you opened earlier by accident. It's the contract DMs. He sent that, even though I told him that I don't want to be, so like I don't vibe with him.
Okay.
So, there's so many fucking tabs. It's crazy.
So for me, it was like he just kept encroaching on my boundaries, which it is what it is. But that was my perspective of the situation.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess so. So that's your relationship with Brax, and
yes.
All right.
There's not that many. You guys are crazy.
It's very hard. And did you ever speak with Hoyoverse staff about Brax?
About Braxophone?
Yeah.
Yes, because when he DM'd me about that contract stuff,
It's Jover. It's Jover.
I was
clip that.
Intrigued.
Clip that shit. It's Jover.
Can you elaborate?
It's completely Jover.
On the intrigue.
I was just
completely Jover.
Curious about what it was.
Clip
about.
that shit. It's completely Jover.
So
it is completely. Someone clip that shit. Someone clip that shit. It's completely Jover.
You asking about advice for this contract, then you message somebody at Hoyoverse?
I messaged someone at Hoyoverse, yeah.
It's over.
And what did you ask them?
It's over.
Oh, what is this about?
What's it about? Okay. And did Brax get get that deal? Did that deal happen for him?
I don't know.
Okay.
It didn't. It didn't happen.
Brax
it didn't
said
happen.
It didn't happen.
It did not happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah. Can I touch on the Hoyoverse stuff as well?
Sure.
Okay, wait.
So every single content creator can have access to Hoyoverse contacts, and
that's
when Mike was talking about me trying to patch up his relationship with Hoyoverse, it wasn't anything that serious. That's something even Braxophone could have done. That's something someone else could have done.
Why do you think that
just putting?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just putting Mike in contact with someone is something any content creator under Hoyoverse can do, and I feel like this is pretty clear because later on, even in Brax's own statement, he says he goes through a Hoyoverse contact to try and get to me.
Well, he talked to somebody who was at the convention, so it's not like he really talked to them through a channel that he had available to them. I think that he talked to them.
No. So for me, as far as I'm aware, he messaged 3 different Hoyoverse staff to try and talk to me.
Okay, so basically, Brax is saying that he doesn't have a line to Hoyoverse, but in fact he does.
No, he's not saying he doesn't have a line. I'm just saying my point is, content creators that are unfortunately not like Mike, who are hated supposedly or blacklisted by the company, they all have a line to Hoyoverse because we have like these creator servers on like Discord, where there's content creators and you work with Hoyoverse. Yeah.
So why do they say that they don't then?
I don't think Brax said that, did he?
Well, I think the implication is that
Tectone doesn't, but Brax does.
So
Tectone and Mike don't have any lines to Hoyoverse. I think Tectone used to, but then he got blacklisted.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just sent it to my DMs.
Braxophone has always had lines to Hoyoverse.
Okay.
But that's like the same for many content creators, regardless of size.
Okay. That's very hard for me to, like, I can't really verify any of that. I do want to. Did you ever speak with Hoyoverse staff about Brax?
I can send a screen about Braxophone.
Yeah.
I believe. Yes, because when he DM'd me about that contract stuff.
Did you ever speak? I can see it to be very unsettling, from Brax's perspective, to hear that you had openly expressed your dislike for Brax to a lot of friends of yours. And did you ever talk to anybody from Hoyoverse about how you felt about Brax?
No.
I mean, this is not. This is.
No.
We're stating it as a matter of factly.
Okay, you did.
We're stating it as a matter of factly.
What did you tell them?
Well, this is because they contacted them to talk.
Just to be absolutely sure.
Did you ever speak with Hoyoverse staff about Brax?
About Brax's phone?
Yeah.
Talked to me and I told them. Yes, because when he DM'd me about that
it's over.
Contract stuff.
Wrap it up, boys. It's completely over. It's completely over, guys. As in, we are neutral, but like it's over. We're neutral, but it's over.
No. So this is, I'm referring to, if you open his document.
We're neutral, but it's over.
Right.
The one I'm talking about now is where he says he messaged Hoyoverse staff to get things.
Yeah. They were unsuccessful in opening a dialogue and ended up ghosting me for a few months because they were unsatisfied with the outcome while trying to find other ways to solve things.
Yes. And this person had messaged me about Brax before, asking like what's going on between you guys.
And this person is a Hoyoverse employee?
Is a Hoyoverse employee,
right.
Yes.
And did you contact that Hoyoverse employee in the future as well? Was that the person that you had asked about the contract that Brax had?
The contract was way before this.
Okay.
This when Brax asked them, yeah.
So you're saying that like you didn't have any influence because Brax didn't get this contract, but you are saying that you talked to Hoyoverse.
Get some sleep,
but
girl.
In the process of talking with them, you never badmouthed Brax and caused him to not get the contract.
No.
Okay. And again, like, I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't have the information.
I understand that. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't have the information to know if that's true. I just want to make sure that, like, I know exactly.
In our clip, we didn't explicitly say what kind of shit is discussed between Atsu and the Hoyoverse counter, but Atsu did in fact speak with her Hoyoverse staff about Brax's phone, and that we know for a fact, right? So
we're still neutral. Old roommate.
We're still neutral.
So you were subtweeting about him.
We're still neutral.
I was What is a subtweet?
A subtweet is whenever you make a tweet about a person, but you don't.
Did he just ask what is a subtweet?
I meant like what was the?
I'll read the tweet to you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So before we move on, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I have to say this. I've been holding my tongue. Is if you found out from Brax that he might potentially have a contract with Hoyo, and if you go to Hoyo and be like, "Hey, is it true that maybe you're working with Braxophone?" That doesn't raise some major red flags. Like, wouldn't Hoyoverse be like, number one, how do you know about it? Number two, why are you asking about it? And
they told me they don't know anything.
It just seems reaching out to Hoyo directly after talking with him is like, well,
it is.
He was asking for advice on how much to make. Or,
So you're totally right, Imtash, that it's extremely sus. But the truth is that we don't have the information available to us. That I don't.
Yes, true.
I don't think that I can, without a shadow of a doubt, say, fucking, he came in there, Atsu came in there, and poisoned the well, so Brax didn't get the contract. Now, is that possible?
There's no proof.
That
very sus, though.
It is definitely possible.
No proof.
And I
very
think a
sus.
lot of people think that's what Atsu did, but we don't have any evidence for that, and so I don't think it's worth pursuing a assumption.
And that's fair. Yeah.
But of course it's sus. Of course.
It is.
Anyway, is that? Are we good with that?
Ask Brax something.
Okay.
Sure. DM me.
So the subtweet. This is a story. Video that Goose did 2 years ago. It's a tweet that you did. There are many creators in the Genshin circle and wider connected circles I'd like to befriend or get to know better, but they're already in so deep with many people who are awful off stream, and it makes me skeptical if they are just naive or also awful behind the scenes. Who is that about?
Tectone is one of them.
Okay, so then this subtweet.
There's
So
other creators as well. It's not about Goosegg though, but Tectone is an example.
okay, so let's use some logic here. So you're saying that you're saying Tectone is an awful person off stream, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you at that time? Whoa, let me just go through this. Did you at that time know that Goose was friends with Tectone?
Yes.
So then the implication would be that Goose, being friends with Tectone, would make him guilty by association and thus a subject to this tweet. Is that correct?
Oh, this is not about Goose, no.
But it would be about Goose.
No, it would not be about Goose, because Goose himself had already had interactions with me, which were not positive. So Tectone is just an example. There are other creators as well that I find very questionable. I find them to be awful people off stream as well.
Why do you find them to be awful people?
What is MTesh
Well, for example, I don't really want to hash someone else's name in, but
You don't have to use names. Just why do you think they're awful?
okay, so
It's exactly
in a
the same,
previous
yes.
community I was in, before Genshin Impact,
Have to use names. Just
it's
why do you
it's
think they're
another
awful?
gacha game. Okay, so in a previous community I was in, before Genshin Impact, it's another gacha game.
Oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy, indeed. So you know how gacha games have their in-game currency to pull for things?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So there was the how do I say this without okay, the chat already know, but
Dreamy.
so in this gacha game, the in-game currency,
Oh, it's not dreamy?
you
Oh,
have
okay.
your standard price, buying it the legal way, and then you have the quote unquote illegal way of buying them, which would ultimately get you banned.
Is this
So-
buying them through a third-party website?
Yeah, buying them
reseller
through
that's
like a
buying
third-
them with another currency that's devalued. Is that correct?
No, it's the one where
Oh.
people would like refund, make multiple Google accounts and then load on money, refund, make a new Google account, refund. That one. Photo, however,
Okay.
brought everyone back
Yeah.
for.
Okay,
so
why you edited
Brax
of the
photo?
I didn't edit.
Yeah,
Brax
so
out of
one
photo.
of the
It's a different
creators that
photo.
I deemed as awful is someone who ended up promoting this, and like the demographic of the game was really young, relatively young, and I
Yeah.
thought this was pretty scummy, so I called him out on it, and then he retaliated by saying, if this game dies, it's because you called me out for promoting this cheap in-game currency, and then we had beef. Now, this person is also in the Genshin Impact community now,
Yes.
as another creator alongside myself. And that's an example of someone who I deemed as awful. And there were
so
some creators.
You were referring to their friends and not Tectone's friends.
No, there's also some people who I was aware of, who had like maybe spoken to me, and they were also very in deep with Tectone. And I was like, okay, and this is so Tectone and I had already had our initial falling out. This like 1
Right.
year past that. So for me, Tectone, obviously we don't have the best opinion of each other anymore, and at
Seems
this
that
point
way.
we didn't either. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And yeah, so there were some creators as well where I was like, okay, maybe they haven't seen all the beef or the drama or what's going on or certain clips flying around. So yeah,
So,
that's an example.
But I mean,
So-
everyone was attacking me.
but wouldn't that directly contradict what your tweet was? Because your tweet was the implication that they are also bad off stream. It's just that you don't know it. But now you're saying that they just didn't know about these other things that happened off stream as well. So
No,
because
because
like,
I said in
the-
that subtweet, and it makes me skeptical if they're just naive. Like they don't know any better.
Okay. And so this tweet had nothing to do with Goose.
No, this had nothing to do with Goose because I have no interest in befriending Goose. So the
if-
subtweet has nothing
if it
to do
had
with
nothing
Goose.
to do with Goose, then why did you make a 26-minute video responding to Goose? Couldn't
Because
you have
Goose,
just said that the tweet wasn't about him?
What
but
the
it was
fuck?
about Tectone.
It's
So-
Jover, mate.
During this period-
But if
wait a
he's
second.
friends
So
with
if it
Tectone-
was about
It's
Tectone,
Jover.
Exactly. If it's about Tectone,
by a logical implication,
why would you say, well, you don't know who Tectone
Goose
really is?
Because Goose is friends with Tectone, and the tweet
which
is about people that are friends. Because he would be categorically part of the group that the tweet was about.
Can't spin your way out of this one.
You could deem it that way, but in that tweet, I specifically
said...
said...
even Amtesh stated you can't spin your way out of this one.
He's caught there.
Because I specified...
Did he just whisper his
like
caught?
To befriend.
The Amtesh just whisper his caught?
We're not friends, and I never had any intention of befriending him.
It's very subtweet. It's very subtweety.
Yes, because it's in his tweet longer as well. That he sent me a donation saying let's be friends, and I shot it down. But I didn't know who Goose was at the time, so I just thought it was a viewer who was like, let's be friends. And I was like, okay, well, don't do that, because that's just a bit strange.
So if you didn't know who he was, then how would you know that he was friends with Tectone?
Because that moment was way before he was with Tectone. So my first interaction
Asmongold is so
with Goose
fucking smart. I can't believe this shit, guys. He's so fucking smart.
And then him and Tectone move in together.
Bro, he's so smart.
Yeah.
And then you find out who Goose is, and you make this tweet.
Oh no! I found out who Goose was after that donation.
Okay, so he was a content creator at that point in time.
Yeah, he was a content creator at that point.
Okay. And then you found out, and what did you do? Did you apologize to him? Did you say anything to him after that, or was that it?
No, that was it. He sent the donation.
Okay.
I shot it down, and we just went our ways, separate ways.
Okay. And so you make this tweet, and Goose thinks it's about him because...
Yo, mods, no wall of text.
Would you read
no
this
wall of
tweet
text.
And think that it was about you?
No wall of text. Thanks.
I would say it's 50-50, because he probably should have known that I'm not interested in befriending him, but at the same time, he probably realizes that it was about Tectone.
Hard not to, yeah. You have to realize it's about Tectone.
Okay, and so...
And who else is befriending Tectone at that time?
Goose makes this video, and then you shit on him, and... Why exactly did you not like Goose, other than him trying to be friends with you?
So, when he moved in with Tectone... I don't know if you know about the Tectone versus Enviosity drama.
I saw a tweet about it.
Okay, so Tectone and Envy have, like a TLDR, they have a really bad history where they keep going at each other, but Tectone is typically the aggressor. And he says, oh, I'm just shitposting, I'm just memeing.
Would Tectone say that he was the aggressor?
No, he would never say that.
Okay, so this is your opinion.
I don't really want to include Envy right now.
This is my territory. I can say, as someone who had beef with Tectone, that it's a sticky situation. So let me explain this one. Enviosity is the notorious free-to-play gamer. Like, he was free-to-play through and through, and I was free-to-play as well. And the amount of people that would come in and be like, Envy's better than you, unprovoked. I know Envy didn't send his audience to do that, but that shit would happen all the time.
Yeah, it's Twitch.
Yeah, it's Twitch. However, Tectone would see that. He got very pissed off by it a lot of the time. And I think that Techie would throw shade, like the comment about being a mint picker. There's nothing to do in the game. All you do is run around picking mint and berries kind of thing. And I would say that a lot of the time, Tectone would keep hitting on that point and alluding to Enviosity. Also, before Tectone and I, patch things up, he would come after me all the time. He roasted my content and called my content shit constantly. And so I can definitely see when he has a bit of a beef with someone that sometimes he goes after them. It's for the content. I get that. And luckily we were able to squash it. But as someone that was under that, scrutiny and seeing it happen all the time, and then looking at how he interacted with Envy, I could see a lot of similarities there. So, I definitely
did Enviosity say anything negative about Tectone?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Dropped a very long.
Yeah, there's a whole post
talking about his trauma with Tectone.
Okay.
That being said, I can see that you're coming to a lot of the conclusions that I think I know where you're gonna go with a lot of this stuff. I don't think I have a ton more to add to this, and I think I'm gonna go out for dinner with my wife and my son.
All right, with the last man standing, boys.
I'm going to dip out and everything. The one thing I will say before I go, just so you have more lore, is Atsu and I are relatively okay. Like, we don't have beef, but he was someone in the community when Genshin first came out that he was one of the people that roasted me. A lot of the creators roasted me, called my content shit, and we, for the most part, patched it up. But I didn't get a vibe that Envy or that Tectone was very nice and like a super good dude, and he's in the one camp. But I never got the vibe that Atsu is a good dude in the other camp. Everyone was shitty at the very beginning. And when I look at all of this stuff, I think there's just a ton of junior high fighting that has been blown out of proportion by 30,000 people and made worse and worse and worse. Agree. Right? But I think everyone is a bit to blame here, and everyone, honestly, it was just like a subtweeting war for 2.5 years. So that's kind of all I wanted to say. And I think it's good to keep looking at the facts though, and getting these opinions. And good luck. I'll tune in later to watch what you end up saying. But that's it.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming.
All right, boys. We're the last man standing. We are officially the last man standing.
Let me chill and call just to make sure we have another third person. You can keep talking though.
Oh, okay.
How the fuck is he awake?
Anyway, so Enviosity makes this entire
how the fuck is he awake?
Entire thread about Tectone, and like I don't really know Enviosity that well. I see him every once in a while.
Just spawned from nowhere.
If I read the messages that Tectone is showing, it sure seems like Tectone isn't bullying him. So, like, you see kind of like how there's this weird dissonance about how he makes this big, long tweet thread about how bad Tectone is, and then Tectone posts the DMs that he sends to Enviosity, and they're universally positive, and also, by the way, not reciprocated by Enviosity.
Going to 13 hours, and we're still going strong.
And it would be so easy for Enviosity to
helping me hit Pana Plus.
Explain exactly, like, as if there were any other DMs, couldn't Enviosity logically just post those DMs as well to disprove what Tectone is saying? But we're not seeing that happening. So I find this to be very curious. Especially whenever Enviosity, like if I read this,
YouTube start stream. Nope.
There are almost no.
I stopped it halfway.
Like everything turned into a competition. I want to host a giveaway. He had to do a giveaway. I was close to passing him in followers. He'd tell his audience not to let me catch up. But there's no evidence of this at all. And if I read this instigated his fans to flood my chat, telling everyone to unfollow and to follow him. And so Enviosity links. What? He links a random bigger giveaway than Enviosity Poggers 1.6 today. So is this problematic? Like I don't really think this is really that big of a deal.
So the history with Enviosity is that he gets upset by absolutely everything.
Okay.
He's had multiple breakdowns and panic attacks on streams because he got one guide in chat. As well as he even had a mental breakdown on stream because he had 2 comments on a Twitter post that were slightly going against him with 4 likes.
Tech, don't you think it's unfair?
He's probably having a pretty bad day.
Oh, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight.
Well,
bro, they're
no,
gonna fight.
So
bro, they're gonna fight. I swear. Oh my god, guys.
I think that Tectone's saying that
y'all thought the juicy part ended. The juicy part just begun, guys. Because Tectone and Atsu, they're in the same voice call.
Is not actually this massive deluge
right here.
Because if
in MrPokke stream, right?
Welcome. Has a distorted view on the way people perceive him, and then he shows him sending Enviosity positive messages. I do think that is kind of proof of that, is it not?
The final season? Yeah, I think there's a final season.
Read those
this should be the final season.
Sure. Yeah, let's read them. Okay, we'll look at them right here. Do you want to talk about what happened on stream today? Take your time. I hope you feel better, and I think you're confused about a lot of things. I don't hold any ill will towards you, but I think we really should talk at this point. Glad to hear you're doing better. Sorry that my persona was a bit overbearing and caused you discomfort. Won't let it happen again, at least intentionally. Hey man, it's late, and I've spoken to Atsu. No hate towards you. Hope you're doing better, and I'm so sorry for the next streams you're going to have to go through. I'm trying really hard to mitigate any drama. So, I hope your wife's doing okay too. Yeah, so what is the problem here?
So the problem for this tweet was that He got one guide for not being invited on my show, the Genshin Guesser. And one singular chatter went in there and said, "Why aren't you on the Genshin Guesser?" And that caused him to have a panic attack on stream with the heart rate monitor.
Oh boy, high score.
It was very high.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean,
can I?
Yeah, of
say
course.
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in that DM, that's 2021. This is when I try to mediate between Tech and Envy because it was getting pretty bad, right? And would you say it's fair you guys' relationship just kept deteriorating after that point?
For every single time he said whales are shit and free to play is the only way to play, I would say mint picker. The problem is I have thick skin, so I can overlook it. And so it essentially formed a narrative of Enviosity's very soft, you can't shit talk him, but Tectone, you have thick skin, so we're allowed to shit talk you.
But where is the evidence that he said this and he's directing that at you?
Well, I've got one piece
so
of
then
I've got a
where
piece
is
of
the
evidence
that I'm directing mint picking at him.
Well, I mean, there's very strong evidence that Enviosity is throwing shots at Tectone, because Enviosity, in a tweet thread about stream disagreements, Enviosity is bringing up Tectone's ex-wife. This is completely outside of the scope of streaming.
Ooh. Get him, Granddad.
Massively personal.
Get him, Granddad.
And it goes totally over the line.
Get him, Grandpa.
Now, let me ask you a question, Natsu. Have I ever brought in Fishy into anything?
No,
oh boy, it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
That's also Envy's wife.
It's about to go down.
And so, yeah, I mean, I really, I mean, if you're gonna bring up somebody's relationship with their wife, it becomes extremely personal.
Our Lord and Savior, absolutely.
I mean,
I would say that's fair. Even before this whole thread, it was.
And I would say that is a level of escalation that I do not think Tectone had reciprocated at all before this.
Absolute fucking. Oh my fucking god.
Like that's way, way, way over the line.
It's way out of line. Absolutely.
Especially for somebody that has receipts of them not being negative. And the only evidence that Enviosity really seems to have here is Tectone saying that he has a better giveaway than Enviosity.
It's fucking ridiculous, bruv.
And then here
footage in the thread.
Okay, so there's other footage. Let's look at this one right here. It ultimately stopped being a competition to him, rather a means to truly belittle any chance I get. So this is a
Yo, X-Chrome and Raging to the main. Thanks for the summon.
Enviosity of 3 random chatters saying, I remember he shits on when Envy view drops when switching games Sag. He also works on Envy playing Pow World on stream, which is weird. So this person is using...
Yo, me for you.
And then a third person did say, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yo, telling me...
I really don't think that 3 random chatters whose names are blacked out is a strong bit of evidence to condemn Tectone. I don't... I'm sorry, I think this is crazy. Like, would you really take the word of 3 random chatters?
I mean, I feel like you're hyper-focusing on this one, but we can keep going through the whole
Let's keep
thread.
going. During my Rosaria polls years ago, there was glimpses of the PTSD in action where I'd be anxiously waiting for more of his community to jump in and spread hate. Okay, let's watch the clip.
Full disclosure, I've never seen this
my
clip,
heart
so
can't
I'm going to turn your audio on.
Take any more chat. My heart rate, I can't. My heart rate's at 152 for fuck's sake. I can't take any more of this shit.
142.
I know you guys keep fucking pressuring me and telling me, Envy, keep going. Please, keep fucking going. Go, get Rosaria. And there's gonna be some fucking toxic people later today. They're gonna be all like, oh.
Why would you have a heart rate monitor on stream? I think that he's...
Some challenge, I guess.
Like, this is so weird.
Some challenge.
Like, am I the only person that thinks this is fucking weird?
I
don't
think it's that strange at all. It's just content, because for him as an F2P, especially during this period in the game, like his pulls are very scarce.
Got it. All right.
So they're very valuable.
All right.
Keep fucking going. Go, get Rosaria. And there's gonna be some fucking toxic people later today. They're gonna be all like, oh, imagine tuning in to watch Envy and he didn't get the Rosaria. Imagine how fucked up that is. Well, welcome here. We'll get Rosaria for you. You know, toxic people fucking saying shit, whatever. Chat, I just can't. I can't. I'm already fucking stressed out because we didn't get her. I'm upset. We're 65 wishes in. We've got nothing but dog shit. We have to stop there, all right? I'm fucking sorry. If I let anyone down in here that I didn't get Rosaria because you thought I would get her, literally, I said I would only go like 20 wishes in at the very beginning. I upped it to 30, and then I upped it to 44, and we're at 65 right now. We're at 65, all right? I wasn't supposed to go to 65, okay? I was hoping to get her at 40, at least. I apologize if I let anyone down. I'm pretty sure people later on are gonna fucking talk shit about me and say, oh, imagine Envy, he didn't get the Rosaria. Imagine tuning in for that shit and all toxicity and shit, whatnot. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, all right? I'm upset at myself. I already know. Okay.
How was that clip about me?
I really think that this person has a mental problem and they need to stop playing games like this.
What the fuck?
This is an insane overreaction to not getting an item in a video game. This is a grown man.
The Asmongold.
And this is
It's
supposed to
not
be
his reaction to not getting the item.
The
It's because
Asmongold.
his chat started being flooded by people slam dunking on him, telling him to pull more, and how do I phrase this?
While you're contemplating that, I would like also to chime in. This is the same guy who ended his stream because he couldn't take his chat saying swap to JP Dub.
So I don't think that this is necessarily an outcome of Tectone. I think that all the time, whenever you have, because here's the issue, right? Is that you have a lot of free-to-play players. This was in Lost Ark, it's in Star Rail, there's a lot of games like this. There are always these free-to-play players that have a chip on their shoulder that constantly try to put themselves up against whales and say they're better than whales. And they do this constantly. And it has nothing to do with Enviosity, and it has nothing to do with Tectone. This is just something that exists in the community as a default. So for Enviosity to say that these people are coming into his stream and this is a direct outcome from Tectone is complete bullshit, because it happened in Lost Ark. And Enviosity and Tectone, I think you guys played it for like a month. And I played it for months after that, and it kept happening. So I think that he's blaming Tectone for something that really happens on its own. People get it to me. Like, I wail in fucking Lost Ark. I fall off the edge on Vaulton, and you've got free-to-play players coming in saying, yeah, you can't buy Gravity. And so this happens all the time. I don't think this is an evidence. And also, like, freaking out. Like, I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, can we just be honest and realistic for like 3 seconds and say that this level of an overreaction based off of not getting an item in a gambling simulator video game is completely fucking deranged?
Oh my god, he's so fucking based.
This is not the mind of a sane person, this is not a sound mind.
Oh my god,
There's
he's so
something
fucking based.
wrong with this person if they're feeling this way. And I don't mean this in like a derogatory way, and I'm not perfect either. I don't want to go and be like, oh, everybody should be like me. You definitely don't want to be.
He's cooking, guys.
But
He's cooking.
I can also recognize when
Way
somebody
too
else
based.
is down bad, and this is down bad. This is really
Absolutely.
weird. And I think that, like, this level of an overreaction, you cannot blame this on Tectone. It's crazy.
Can we continue reading the thread?
Let's continue.
Well, I would like to know your opinion. Can we blame that on me?
Can we first continue reading the whole thread?
I would like to know your opinion on that.
Because I think Asmongold, Asmon, I feel like you kind of ignore what I just said. Is he's not responding to the item as he stated. He was anxious, waiting for Tectone's community to jump in and spread hate. But there's more context if you read for the rest of the thread.
Do you think everybody's so do you think that everybody who jumped into Enviosity's stream is from Tectone's community?
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of them are just like degenerate Twitch Andys trying to stir some drama. But
so then,
as Mtash said earlier, Tech does throw shade at people, and it's pretty obvious who it's directed at.
Okay.
Like the mint picker thing, come on, Tech, you know that was obviously about Envy.
But
right?
I mean,
and obviously your chatters are going to take that and they're going to go and dunk on Envy.
It was actually towards every free-to-play streamer. Not just
okay, of which Envy is the biggest.
I really
like.
can we really put this into context? he's calling them a mint picker because they're looting herbs in a video game.
Yeah.
So is that like a
like on a scale of trauma, where would, if you had to put that on a 1 to 10 scale, what would you put that as a number for?
Losing my
The
shit.
comment itself,
To being told that you're a mint picker.
the comment itself for me is not the issue. That's fine. Like if
So you would say,
Tech called me a mint picker,
it's a 0.
it's whatever.
So you'd say it's a 0.
Yeah, for me it's a 0. But like what that encourages and incites an audience to do, to go and just start spamming BS or just harassing another content creator, I feel like you're just completely glossing over that, which I feel is
we need an emo for that, guys.
I can see why you say
We need
that,
emo for
and
that.
I
We need emo for
understand
that.
what your point
Genuinely.
is, but I think that there's a level of banter that free-to-play players do towards whales as well. Like, I bet Tectone probably gets feedback whenever he was playing Genshin Impact and whaling that it's like, oh, you're just bad at this game. You've just spent $400,000 on it, so you're good.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so these things exist naturally, and free-to-play players promote this as well. Like, that's why they're free-to-play.
Yep.
The reason why they advertise free-to-play is to distinguish themselves from the whales in order to make themselves seem like the experience is more authentic. So I think this is really a both sides situation. This happens all the time.
I agree with that, which is why in Tech's initial DMs, he said he spoke to me because I tried to mediate the situation between both of them.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought, it's just their communities just stirring the pot, trying to go at each other. But from my perspective, and as MTash touched on earlier, Tech would go out and make comments on other creators, and that would naturally encourage toxicity to go in that direction.
But we don't have...
I think it's fair to say.
That's totally fair. But we don't have, in the same way that I gave...
My heart can't take any more chat.
Just a second. In the same way that I did not try to accuse you of trying to poison the well against, like Brax, we are also not going to assume that Tectone did something that we don't see. Like, there's no evidence.
Could you guys continue the thread?
Okay, let's continue it. So he says, despite it all,
it's literally like if a free-to-play say whales pay to win, and then whales call the free-to-play poor, and all of a sudden the free-to-play is like, oh my god, why is MrPokke attacking me? When it's literally like just whales versus free-to-play. I feel like that's what's going on. Like it's just like way too personal, man.
He assumed that. Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm not weird. I spent $10
no
in
idea,
this.
but let me just read the other one because this is actually a clip. This eventually led me into a panic attack I've had on stream where, because it was on the internet, he now uses that to antagonize me more. Okay, so here's going to be the clip. We'll look at it right here.
So what caused this?
This is from like a day or two ago.
Envy gets one guy a lot and gets riled up real easy, like that one time where people asked him if he was going to join my game show, and then he cried on stream. Enviosity's going to cry. So what caused?
Okay. Do we want to keep going?
Is that like the problem?
I think we should see the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's
no, as in the whole thread.
Okay.
Yo, Dark Side's 24.
Once
Thanks
a
for
session
the
with him and Dr. K, and thought he would finally change. And then finally have empathy. He'd understand the importance of mental health in this economy over years, especially when the constant bullying results in severe outcomes. And the bullying example he used is like, literally, he said that Envy got one guide and cried on stream, which is apparently what happened, right?
No, because repeated commentary over the past 3 years, negative commentary directed towards him, I would say that's more akin to bullying.
Okay, so
where is it?
3 years
Where is
it?
Insane. Where is it?
You're asking me to go through the last 3 years of Tectone's VODs to find clips of him dunking on Envy?
Isn't that the same thing you asked me to do when I told you what Zajev said?
Well, I mean, to be fair, and you mentioned this earlier, is that you said that you appreciated the fact that I did not take assumptions on anything, and I looked for the evidence of every single statement that was made against you. And now, yes, if you want me to believe something that you are saying,
oh my god, he's so fucking based. I'm gonna come.
To prove it.
I am gonna come.
And I'm not going to just say, over 3 years,
I am gonna come.
These things have
he's so
happened.
Fucking based.
I'm sorry, but this is just really not a strong argument to me.
I'm gonna come, guys.
And I also made that argument for you, too.
No, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god, the Asmongold.
We'll look at the rest of these.
Yep.
Fast forward, we
Not on
finally
the
squashed
stream.
the beef and a load of stress was
Jeez,
relieved.
before you-
Maybe for once we can move on. We've made peace, okay?
Stop lurking.
And then that was until shortly I found after that he just kept attacking me despite me not doing anything to him. Thus the cycle continued. Okay, so this is
40k
a
viewers,
clip
guys.
of Atsu talking
History in the
about it.
making.
Myself. The whole Tectone Envy beef was happening. And I was like, I'm sure I can fix this. I'm sure I can help mediate this. And I thought I did. Because I thought they quashed it.
Just a minute. Sorry.
And I was like, I'm sure I can fix this. I'm sure I can help mediate this. And I thought I did. Because I thought they quashed it. And it was quashed. But then Tectone opened his mouth again. He opened his mouth again and he started shitting on Envy again. So I'm like, what can I do? What can anyone do? You know? Like, he always ends up starting shit.
So, Envy
Hold
posted...
on, following this clip.
Oh, I'm not going to watch the clip with Tectone and his wife. I'm not going to watch that.
Oh, no, that's fine. No.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with
following that initial clip where I talked about Tectone opening his mouth after they supposedly quashed the beef.
Yeah.
I would just like to ask Tectone directly in front of Asmon's chat, my chat, whoever your viewers are watching. Would you say you've never gone and dunked on Envy after that point?
Complete strawman, though.
Dunked on Envy? Do you mean state the acts that he has done on stream that has caused me?
No, just made like petty comments or throw shade.
Would you say
Yo, Will
petty?
State, thanks so much for Prime Summon.
Picker? Yes, I do say mint picker.
Why would he even ask?
And is that the only thing you've
Why is
said
Asu
about
trying to
Envy in a
appeal
negative light?
chat right now?
What are you implying that I've said? Are
No,
you saying that I said what he said
I
over
want
the
to ask you, do you personally feel that you have only,
Yo,
or
good
you've
night,
never
Matthew.
said any other negative comments
Finally.
about Enviosity?
All right, let's think
It's-
about the
it's
negative
the
things
part.
I've said. Okay, mint picker, overly sensitive, cries at everything. That should summarize about everything. Now, the reason why I say that is because that's how it is.
Okay, so do you not think there's any validity in when he says, as someone who should, as someone who's advocated for mental health, that those kind of comments are not helpful?
Do we think it's helpful as a guy who advocates for mental health to bring up my ex-marriage in a fucking Twitter post?
I don't think that's the case, but you're deflecting from my question. It's a yes or no question. I've given you my answer. I don't think
sure.
the clip there is not good.
I think the things that I've said to him are pretty much takeable by anybody on planet Earth. I have never once claimed to be a nice guy.
We don't have any clip of this. There's no clip of this. We haven't seen
What
it.
is something outrageous that I've said?
I don't want to hear about what somebody said. I want to see it. If I can't see it, it didn't happen.
No,
Like,
I respect that, but I
get
just
that.
wanted to ask Tech and have that on record because I want to know where he stands on this. And I'm not saying Envy is completely innocent either, because Envy also retaliated as well. But like, obviously, I don't have clips in my hands right now. I've come into this call. I don't come in here with like clips of Tectone and Enviosity, so I can't just summon that. Maybe your chat can, maybe my chat can, but I don't know if it's okay if we can ask the chats to look for clips.
If people find something like that, that's fine. But I mean,
Okay.
I do definitely think that it is way, way, way beyond the scope because, like, again, like even in this clip, Atsu, you're not referring to like any specific thing that was said. And I think that this is a very common theme here is that there is like just this implication of a preponderance of evidence that
What the
whenever
fuck is
you
that word,
actually try to
preponderance?
find it, it's like a mirage. The closer you get, the more it disappears. And we're not seeing any real evidence here.
Oh my god, he's so fucking
And
smart.
I want to see evidence. Like, I don't care. Like,
No,
so
I agree.
if for example, Tectone says free-to-play players are mint pickers, no, I'm not going to take this as Enviosity being attacked because he's a free-to-play player. That's insane.
Oh my god, dude.
That is like a person that has that little self-control should get off the fucking internet and should not be a content creator.
Absolutely.
And I mean that in the most empathetic way possible.
Absolutely.
This is a level
speaking.
of like I don't know, like fucking like padded room behavior that is just not acceptable. Like you can't be that sensitive and then expect everybody else to conform around it. It's completely selfish. So I'll go back. I'll read the rest of these. Okay, it's almost over.
Okay.
I was disappointed in myself. I wasn't able to find this information out sooner. Warning: what a shameless human behavior he has displayed has made me lose any ounce of respect I had for him. I feel less anger now. Instead, feel disgust and pity for him. Sadly, due to my past trauma, under duress, I made hot-headed statement of I should be the only one being praised for free-to-play in Genshin to the recent Genshin drama. And I want to bring this point back to my original point that I made, that free-to-play players act like they are Jesus on the cross. They act like they're the ones that are going through it. And I think that him saying that implies that he is pushing that narrative. And whenever he's pushing that narrative, the implication is that the people that are not doing it are not playing it the real way, and they suck. Because it's in Lost Ark, it's apparently in Genshin, it was in Star Rail, it was in fucking Diablo Immortal. So there it is.
Yo, Zerky, thanks so much for tier 1, man.
Would you like the clip of him saying that?
Sure.
Sweet, it's pretty funny actually.
Okay, let's play it.
Oh my fucking god, yeah. If anyone is getting bodied, like if Asu isn't getting bodied, I think Envy is like done. I think Envy is like done at this point.
I'll read the rest of
genuinely
these.
done.
They were right, it wasn't me. I'm not the best at articulating my emotions. I'm not ashamed to admit that, especially when dealing with anxiety and trauma live inside of me. I look back at that moment and everything is a blur. Okay. Sadly, I can't erase people's first impressions, and I apologize for that. I'm upset. I allowed constant harassment to affect me, his constant harassment to affect me this much. Like, don't you find this to be problematic that Enviosity makes an entire tweet thread just constantly referencing constant harassment, but there's never any indication of that harassment happening other than a title and then Tectone saying that Enviosity got one guide on stream and cried, which is true. Because you would assume that if the harassment was constant, that there would be more than 2 examples that are extremely vanilla.
Yep.
Like, I think that's fair. No, I think that's fair.
Okay. And so...
Here's the link, Asmon, if you want to watch this.
Alright, let's watch it. Let me pull this up.
Bro has like 500 tabs, I swear.
Man, that's strike 1.
I should be the only motherfucker getting praise in the Genshin community because I don't spend money on Genshin Impact.
Hello. I mean, maybe he's right. Maybe we shouldn't make videos about the game. Maybe we should stream.
Was it just that small clip?
Yeah, it actually goes a little bit further than that, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any more of it. But yeah, no, that's...
Chat has it, they'll send it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
Subscribe! Your lost cause AJ, thanks so much for killing, man.
So,
appreciate it.
So I'm banned. Envy deleted the clip.
I mean, I probably would have too. I mean, he just... Okay, they're my peers, community, have had my back for years, never acted once, stuck by my side. There's only one common denominator in this Distrust, and we already know the outcome of this tweet, since we know this cycle many times.
This is fucking crazy, guys.
And villainize. The unnecessary harassment will continue, nothing will change. I've learned over the years that if I defend myself, I'll anger him. If I don't defend myself, I'll anger him. Can we swatch the beef? He'll continue to shit-talk me. It's a triple lose situation. This is my piece. So, this is my opinion. I think that Enviosity took a disagreement. I think this guy has a massive fucking persecution complex. I
don't know what that means.
Because he's constantly thinking that people are going to harass him. He's constantly thinking about how the community perceives him and how people are giving him credit for being free to play.
First time Shadow.
Like this is crazy. This is not what a person of a sound mind would do. And he's escalated this all the way up to the point in his mind of thinking that it is appropriate to, inside of a disagreement over a video game, bring up a person's previous marriage. Like, this is like 5 degrees of removal above anything like mint picker or free to play, like something like that. Like that you got one guide on stream. Like, which one is worse? Bringing up, you know, somebody's previous marriage, then calling them a horrible person, or calling them a mint picker in Genshin. Like, I'm sorry, but like any sympathy that I could have for this person doesn't exist. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, this is it.
Nah, guys.
So here's the full clip.
Neutral. We're not gonna use it. Neutral.
Why do I have people on Twitter trying to tell me, Envy, why are you not speaking up about it? As if a YouTube video is gonna do anything about it. As if 1 star in Google Classroom is gonna do anything about it. As if unfollowing Genshin Impact is gonna do anything about it. I should be the only motherfucker getting praise in the Genshin community because I don't spend money on Genshin Impact.
That is crazy.
If you want a company like Horioverse to actually listen to you and let you and listen to your fucking concerns on what you want with the game, quit spending money on the fucking game.
That's absolutely crazy.
I am free to play for 3+ years.
That's absolutely crazy.
Why am I getting people trying to come after me when I haven't spent a fucking dime on my account?
That's absolutely
Envy, why
crazy.
are you the only Genshin content creator not addressing? A YouTube video is not going to fucking do shit.
In response to 2 commenters on his tweet with 4 likes.
Persecution complex. As I said, I think that this person's not well in the head. They probably shouldn't stream. That's what my opinion is about this guy. I mean, Atsu, do you think I'm wrong?
I wouldn't call it a persecution complex. I have talked to him. I said he can be overly sensitive at times.
Do you think this person is
emotional outbursts? But I don't think that invalidates him as a content creator. I also think that it's also not necessary to make comments about other creators repeatedly. And I know you're going to say, where's the evidence, where's the clips? But I don't have them on hand. But I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not accusing you of that or accusing Tech of that right now. That is my stance. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think that, again, if you're a content creator, you're putting yourself out there and you are this thin-skinned that you're going to make a long tweet thread and have a panic attack
Yo, Zara
over something like this. This is just simply not a man of a sound mind. I don't.
If my chat says $20 one more time, I will fucking lose it. Genuinely.
This is very weird. And so I don't really view any of what Enviosity is saying as credible at all. I think that these are... This is completely overblown.
I'm getting attacked. By my own chat.
And again, if it's not, then I want to see the evidence. In the same way that I asked for evidence for your situation.
Yeah, no, yes.
And so
I think from what you've seen, like, your take is very reasonable.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't have like the last 3 years of the Tectone Envy back and forth on me right now. It might surface at some point, but like I don't have that on me right now.
But what do you think I said?
Also,
oh, yeah, we've seen it.
Well, like, I'm gonna say this again because I've said it earlier, but I am just aware that you have consistently made remarks about him in negative manners. Consistently, like not just like irregularly, like it's a consistent thing that, and it's public that you dislike Envy and you have made numerous comments about him in a negative fashion. And I would not say it's a baseless claim. And of course, I don't have the quote-unquote evidence on me at hand right now that when you say something bad about Envy, it's obviously going to send toxicity his way. And of course, he doesn't deal with that well. So does Envy have thin skin or thinner skin for a content creator? I definitely think so. I've talked to him about this. I think he can be too sensitive.
So just because he's thin skin, does that mean that he deserves less of a treatment compared to Tectone, who happens to be more thick-skinned? Neutrally speaking, guys. Neutrally speaking. Food for thought.
And what are these things that I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I just said I don't have the evidence on hand. But whenever you say like, oh, Envy's a crybaby or Envy's a mint picker, but especially like the crybaby one, I think is pretty, you know, like it's not cool, man. Like, you know what your viewers are gonna do. They're gonna go over to his chat and just like make fun of him crying all the time. But again, like I don't have clips of your viewers like one-to-one if that's what you're gonna ask. And I feel like that's a bit unreasonable to ask of me right now. It's reasonable to ask, but also obviously, you know, I don't have that on hand right now.
Okay, so I would like to go even further. So another thing you'd like to say earlier on your stream is that you said that I needed proof of Zajeff consistently harassing me. He's one of your friends, yes?
Yep.
Would you like clips?
Yeah.
All right.
So I would like to just go ahead and preface this.
Yep.
Over 3 years ago, we had this drama with some Jinx and Tuner shenanigans, and this guy essentially left the platform. This guy essentially left the platform because Zhongli Meditakes. We had a discussion about them.
Exhibit C, Your Honor. Oh my fucking god, check. Come the fuck down, guys.
Because of Zhongli Meditakes. And so this guy, because I get blamed for these guys quitting. And this guy called Zajeff is just in his stream, and he says this quote. Now this one I won't be able to prove, but don't worry, I have some other stuff.
Okay.
Where he says that I have abused my wife, that my wife should leave me, that he thinks I'm lying about being homeless, and that I am the biggest manipulator in the Genshin Impact community. So I bring this to Atsu's attention, and he says, "Where's the proof?" Okay. So I went back through 3 years of VODs. 3 years, Atsu. 3 years.
Look at Granddad.
And this guy has been consistently backseating and theory crafting my life for 3 years.
Look at Granddad.
Now, I would like to make the point that absolutely nobody
he actually
has ever
laughed.
called this motherfucker out, even though he's one of the biggest content creators in the community. Because apparently it is absolutely fine when people shit on me. So we'll just go ahead. Oh, and also, there's also this misconception that goes around where OTK got me out of debt. I don't know where the fuck that spawned from, but that shit is insane.
We didn't give this fucker any money.
I think the fob thing was, didn't he say Mizkif helped you?
We didn't give this fucker any money.
No, what happened was OTK wanted me to move to the United States, so I had to buy a house.
That is crazy.
Not
this Granddad has no chill. He has no love.
OTK is what put me into debt.
Do we have the clip?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't give this
never
fucker any money.
stated that OTK saved you from that. I was just referencing Bob's tweet.
Do we have the clip?
But you also corroborated what he said from his tweet in your stream.
Because
second thought.
If that's the case, I apologize, but I believe you misconstrued the intention of that tweet, which was an appeal to empathy.
Okay. Explain.
Which is, you should not go after someone else's livelihood. I'm assuming what Fob was trying to tell you there was, if someone's helped you with your livelihood, you should know better than to go after someone else's livelihood. Right? Like if you've had like been in that difficult situation with your livelihood, then you know you should have that empathy to know not to go after someone else's.
Can we cut to the part where we look at the clip?
Yes, I would also.
I want to see the clip because we're talking about what a tweet said. And I don't even know the tweet.
Sure.
Okay. Can you? Oh fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna be able to play the audio. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Exhibit 3.7A. Artifact 4.
It's not my fault.
So these are clips of who is this person?
This guy's called Zajeff.
Zajeff, and he's got long hair. He looks like he's got hair. It's about as shitty as mine. He looks like me, but he's about 50 more pounds. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, here we go. Let's see it.
Can't help it. Look, it's not my fault. It's just an internet persona, chat. It's just an internet persona. You know, Forrest Tectone has told you. It's just a persona. His name is John. I think.
I can't even see the clip, but okay.
Okay, that's the first clip. Let's see the second one.
Asmongold, I don't think you have the clip pulled up on your stream.
I don't, because I have Discord on a second computer, so I never leak Discord.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I can only play the audio. I apologize, guys.
Realistic guy, and I feel like his takes are very, very, very good. I do.
Men's had a second computer. Multi-billionaire.
Oh shit. Tectone said that OKCode's takes were really, really, really good. And OKCode said that my takes were good. Wait. That means Tectone thinks that the take that my takes are good is a good take. Therefore, Tectone thinks my takes are good. Woo! Woo! Shangling supremacy! Let's go! Hu Tao dog shit! Woo!
All right, let's see the third clip.
What's gonna happen if I say no? Right?
Yeah. And again, right, I'm not saying...
So this...
Can you
this
be
clip is
added
very
to the
important.
call?
Do you mind pausing this?
No, I would rather not.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So this clip is very important because I was also accused of forcing another content creator on my stream because of those messages in their chat. And I said that I humiliated them and I harassed them in our chat and I invited them on my stream by bullying them. So I don't know if there's any way you can show those DMs on screen. But yeah.
These are messages that Tectone sent. I'm going to read them word for word. They're in Twitch chat. Tectone, hey, out of curiosity, do you hold the same opinions on Zhongli as Jinx? I 100% agree with the state of mind, and I don't think of it as a bad call. Out of curiosity, would you be open to coming on my stream sometime if you're still streaming? And then you did an emote, I think it was Techie Poggers, and then you say you want to talk real quick on, and then the rest of it is cut off. And this is being construed as you bullying him?
Yeah, this was me bullying and harassing him to come on my stream.
Okay, well, let me go ahead. Right.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish the clip.
No. See, I can do this because I don't care if people
I don't even know what this is. What's even saying?
Right?
Yeah. And again,
so this
right?
was me going into his stream and attempting to have a conversation with Zajef after he was going live, telling people that I was physically abusing my wife.
Okay.
And this was him reading my message, essentially just letting you know that he read that and fully processed it and still doubted that.
Okay.
Saying,
could we
can you be added
the
to
first clip, because I had your stream muted while you had it on. I didn't realize.
Well, it's in the Discord chat. You can just look at it. Yeah. I'm gonna do the fourth one. Okay, here's the last clip.
Your dad was verbally abusive and drove you to extreme measures, but you never used that as a crutch to mistreat other people. It's very mature of you. Fog.
You haven't slept?
I feel like the guy's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. Like, so what does this guy have to do with anything? Like, what is this?
So essentially, it's just very interesting that Atsu's friends are allowed to blast me and blast me and blast me. And I can take it because I don't cry on stream. But because I say mint picker towards another streamer, I'm fucking Hitler, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it's kind of weird for him to say that. Like, bringing up any personal stuff is obviously, it's a bit much, right? It's obviously a bit much. Well, look, I mean, the Enviosity stuff, like, why are we even talking about that?
Oh yeah, I was about to ask. Like, we've gone on a big tangent.
Yeah, this has been a massive tangent. Like, I don't even know what that's about. I mean, Enviosity is really upset. I think that he's totally in his own head. This is not a person of a sound mind. He's saying Tectone is bullying him. There's no clips of that other than a screenshot and like him talking about the preponderance of evidence, which seemingly doesn't exist. Maybe it does. We'll have to see in the coming days. But anyway, going back to the rest of this, so you you were unhappy. Like, I want to like kind of wrap this up. Do you think that like a lot of the people that are criticizing you, Atsu, are like being fair? Do you think they're being fair?
Ooh, that's a very smart question.
Do you have
chat.
a list of the people?
Doesn't
I
matter.
can go by one and be like fair, unfair, fair, unfair.
Well, what do you think are the fair and unfair things that people are saying?
Exactly. It doesn't matter who.
So
very, very well played.
There's one from Sip Stefan, who I think is just trying to insert himself here. We had no real interaction. I blocked him because he was doing like a Keemstar misinformation, just spreading leaks, and that was his Twitter profile. I didn't want to see that, so I blocked him. I made a tweet saying, all right, there's someone who's like acting, or something like someone acting like Keemstar, and everyone's eating up this misinformation. And it did turn out to be misinformation. But by then I already blocked him. So I don't know why he's really making a big fuss. I just blocked him. We've never interacted before that as well. So that's one of them. There's another one called Bub VT. This one is related to another content creator and like a romantic relationship between them. So I don't really want to speak on it, but I think that one is also unreasonable.
Nope,
like
I don't know who's Kim.
Person wants to speak on it, then they can speak on it. But it's not my place to say.
Sure.
Then we have Sakapoko, who's joining in the dog pile. But Sakapoko is the guy I told you earlier about, as in like the guy from the previous community.
I genuinely cannot believe
did
this
the
shit.
whole
Yo, how it takes over 3 months, man.
like the
he's the one that was like the Google account.
So that one's just, in my opinion, dog pile. I would say I'm definitely starting to understand the Braxophone one more. I still feel
13-hour stream
because he's put in
for
so many
1,300
insinuations
subs.
in his tweet long ago. I can't say it's in necessarily good faith.
I'm just saying it.
But I can understand that he has felt isolated to that point and driven to that point through paranoia. So I can say that's fair, but not necessarily I agree with all of it, because there's just a lot in there that his source is rumors. And
respectfully,
for me, it's basically my word versus his. He's
Genuinely
accusing me of something. All I can say is, well, that's not true. And, you know, it's not like I can prove that's not true because he's accusing me of doing something. And then we have Tuna, I think, made a tweet as well. So Tuna is the one that Tech just mentioned because of this whole Zhongli drama.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's implying that he also quit because of me, which I think is fair. I think that's fair because I was pro Zhongli as well. And a lot of people got very heated over this discussion between this character that can create shields, which just saying this out loud just sounds great.
It sounds ridiculous. But yeah, so
yeah,
why did he quit because of you then?
Because I was very vocally. So Tech, is it fair to say we were both like omega vocal about pros, like Zhongli is having a shield is good?
That is absolutely fair.
Yeah, like, and then that discourse, well, they were the opposite of that discourse. So then naturally you have like the theory crafting side, and then you have, to be fair, neither me or Tech are theory crafters. So more like field crafters going at each other. Like the communities were just going at each other, and I think they could not, like, the abuse they would receive or the comments they would receive was too much for them, so they stopped making content.
And this was over
is my understanding and recollection.
So what do you define as abuse?
Well, I don't know, because I was not like in their comment sections. I don't know what they received, but I would imagine they probably got like some KYSs. They probably got some "you're idiots," "you're worthless," that kind of stuff. I'm sure that must have happened.
Were you calling out this person, Tuner, explicitly, like by name, or showing them and being like, this person is wrong?
I honestly don't remember. I do remember making a comment on a theory crafter who hadn't made it to the final stage of the game, saying, like, whereas I had made it to the final stage of the game. So I was saying, like, you can't just take these people's words at face value when they haven't challenged the end game at the time.
Okay.
But I don't remember if that was him or not.
Okay.
Do you think it's a normal reaction to quit YouTube because some people disagreed with your theory crafting?
I would say disagree is putting it lightly. Like, if you get bombarded with a barrage of hate, then yeah, I can understand why people would not want to be part of that anymore.
Okay. I think that probably the most problematic thing, like a lot of this other stuff is like really kind of hard to say, it's interpersonal, etc. Is primarily that you were acting as a gatekeeper to people getting sponsorships, right? I feel like that's the big accusation.
Yeah,
everything else is kind of like, you know,
15 more
it's
subs.
not really that big of a deal.
I'm just saying.
Or, I mean, at least
I wouldn't say it's not that big of a deal.
Comparatively to acting as a...
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so... And I do think that, like, even you did admit that because you were making lists of people and you would have that autonomy, that there were instances that you did effectively act as a gatekeeper. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I would not say that's gatekeeperish if I'm just
13.5
selecting
hours.
my friends. For example, it would be like if you went to Hoyoverse, like, we're OTK.
Sure.
Would you like to work with us?
Yo, oh my god, thank you so much for the time's up.
It's not like I'm saying you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to be here, you know?
Yo, Crimson D.
Sense?
Thank you.
I see what you're saying. I also can understand why somebody would think that it's gatekeeping, especially if they're being left out. So also, if I am doing this, everything exists in scarcity. So if I'm getting these things for friends of mine, then they're not going to other people instead.
Thank you.
So if you created a list for a Genshin Impact event, and then Hoyoverse used that list for Star Rail, like you said, you are effectively creating a list of people that will be sponsored. Now, is this necessarily bad faith?
Yo, exactly. Thank you so much for the gift.
I am not sure. But you can see why people would think that.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you, Azali.
I do, but I also feel like, so using the OTK analogy, like if you guys went up to Hoyoverse and like, hi, we're OTK, I don't feel anyone should like have this entitlement to be like, that was my deal, that I should have been included in that OTK roster when they're not part of OTK.
Welcome. Thank you.
So I don't understand.
Yo, Dark Side Kills, thank you so much. Thank you.
In the first place, like, I can understand why they feel, or it feels bad to be left out, or it feels bad not to be part of OTK to get this deal. But like, ultimately, you guys have formed your group. You're pitching your group to them. And it's not like these other content creators or maybe another group couldn't pitch themselves too. They just haven't taken the initiative to do so. And then to come out and be like, oh, that should have been for me, I feel like it's just entitlement.
I think that's true. I think that you're right about that. But the implication is not that they aren't getting deals because of this. This was the fact that you were doing this with a group of friends. This is only supporting evidence for the accusation that people are bringing forward that you are gatekeeping other people away, right? Or causing them to not get deals.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
not be able to interact with people that are at the company. Because that's really the accusation. Because I agree with you. Yes, if you get your friends in on a deal, this isn't necessarily some kind of bad thing. But the problem, however, and you have to admit that this is a problem, whether it's, you know, like OTK or anybody doing this, right? Is that if you have some sort of exclusive relationship with a, you know, some other company,
and that's a rep, boys,
and you are only getting deals for your friends.
Thank you so much, Risu. Thank you for the gift.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yo, okay, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub. All right, we're good, boys.
And so I think that really it's. I think people had the concern not that it was being used in a positive way, but in fact that it was being used in a negative way. And you can see why Brax would think that, given his...
That's why I'm saying I understand where Brax is coming from.
This is a prosecution.
To give more context, I think the OTK analogy is good, because you guys are all big content creators.
Sure.
Right, and...
Okay.
A lot of times, the people that they pick... I don't get picked for every single event, by the way. I don't know where this narrative has come from, but... I also don't live in America, so I miss out on tons of stuff.
Okay.
But the ones that get picked a lot are often, they just happen to be the largest content creators. So Tuanto, Anthony Chan, they're just very big content creators and they get picked frequently, which I don't think is surprising because they're just big creators. Now, when I'm with them and I'm friends with them, of course, I can see why some people are like, oh, you're mixed in with them. And that's why Brax made a comment like, Atsu's not like the biggest creator, he's not the cheapest creator. So, but at the same time, I'm like, just thinking, well, it makes logical sense for the biggest creators to get sponsored.
Except for Tectone and
like
MTash.
Repeatedly. Yeah, except for Tectone and MTash because they're blacklisted.
Subscribe! Yeah, alright,
so
thanks
there
for the
is a
prime summon.
blacklist, and so if
Thank you.
thought that
Well, I would assume so, yes.
Of course, right, naturally. And I think that, again, people had the concern that if you are expressing that you don't like people like Brax, that would maybe extend to a blacklist on them as well.
Yes, no, I think that's fair.
Right.
I think that like having that assumption in the first place is fair.
Yeah. I think that we've pretty much covered everything. I'm going to be honest. Is there anything else that we need to go over? Anything else we need to say? I don't know. I think Tectone's still here.
Subscribe!
Did we miss anything? Atsu, did we miss anything?
Tech?
Oh, no, I'm chilling, bro.
Okay.
I mean, I think this all just boils down to is that this community hates each other. And I think it also boils down to is that there are a lot of content creators who are overly sensitive, who project their own insecurities onto other people. And the moment you say anything, they freak the fuck out. And I think it would be better if these people just would not talk to each other. And I think that would probably be for the best.
It's so sad, though.
I also agree.
It's so sad.
I think that if you are a content creator in a public space, you should expect to have people talk about you. I think the idea that you have you are entitled to have people not comment on what you project publicly is completely narcissistic and entitled. I think that it's only self-serving and it's completely unfair. If you post things online, you should expect to have people react to them, for better or for worse. And that goes with anything.
Fucking god, dude.
So Enviosity doing this, especially like talking about it on stream, that's up to him, right? That's going to be him. But I think it's also unfair to say that like he's being bullied without a lot of receipts. And I think
god, yeah, I feel like Envy died more
one
than
of the big concerns that I have is that oftentimes these accusations are leveled against somebody, and the accusation is built on an assumption of what somebody said that they heard from another person that was in a clip that's deleted. And so you never really have, as I said, like, it's like, you know, you go into this and you think that there's this mountain of evidence and it's like an oasis that's a mirage. Like the closer you get to the evidence, the more it's just simply not there. And I think that that's the case with Tectone in a lot of cases. And Atsu, I think in a couple of cases, it's the case with you too. But especially with Tectone, because Tectone is constantly accused of being this tyrant for 3 years, and then whenever you actually get down to brass tacks, you look at the clips, you look at what's said, you look at the actual evidence, and it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Granddad is stepping in, boys.
And I think that this is very problematic, that you have a constant deluge of criticism and hate on a person that's built off of an assumption of something that's not real, or at least not provably real. And so with any of this, I find to be very problematic. And I think anybody in your position, Tectone's position, anybody's position, this would be extremely frustrating for them. And so that's why I wanted to come on and kind of like actually get to the bottom of this and see what's really going on. But I think that really you cannot make videos on the internet and expect other people to not have an opinion on them. This is a level of narcissism that has started coming
while he cooks Envy.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think
it's Chet is saying like what? Atsu threw Envy under the bus? Oh my god.
I agree. Bro.
That's kind of wild.
Well, yo, thank you, Asmon.
There it is.
gonna go the fuck to bed.
All right. Have a good night. Yep. All right, guys. I will see y'all later.
Oh my god, boys.
Respectfully, genuinely cannot believe
Barbunik,
this shit.
thank you so much for the 10 gifted. I love the fuck out of you. All my new followers, new villagers. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Best goddamn stream of my entire life. It is so bright. The sun is up, boys. The sun is... This is absolutely fucking insane. Alright, boys. Subscribe! Thank you so much for all the follows. Thank you so much for all the subs. I don't know, fuck off each and every single one of you guys. This is the best stream I've ever had in my entire life. Alright? I am gonna bring you boys... Who is streaming? Alright, I'm gonna bring you boys to... Fuck, I'll bring you guys to Mina again. Alright? And box 2. Okay, actually, well, you know, let's just go box 2, yeah. Let's go box 2. Yeah, let's go box 2. Alright. And I'll see you guys in a few hours for account reviews. Alright? Love you guys so much. Have a good rest. Follow the stream. Follow YouTube. Right? Join the Discord. And I'll see you guys around, right? Best stream ever, guys. Love you guys. Take it easy. So it doesn't bother me one bit. Wow, man. Wow. So I don't know what this proves. Yo, what's up, Mr. Damn, bitch? What the fuck? What up, man? I saw you were streaming for like 12 hours straight, my guy. You were streaming for like 12 hours straight. Yeah, you got through the entire fucking Asmongold Tectone and subscribe and what you M-Tashed. It was just a whole mess of things, man. Thank you so fucking much for the raid, MrPokke. I hope you have a good ass sleep, man. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Not people coming here asking me about the Bronya, dude. Yeah. This whole thing has been getting blown the fuck up, dude. This is getting blown the fuck up. Thank you, MrPokke, again, man. Appreciate the fuck out of that, bro. Thank you. We haven't slept yet. Yeah, him and Tectone.